part of the morning show for over 30 years. You know it's Dr. Joe's time. Dr. Joe Congenia, Sports Medicine Center, Akron Children's Hospital. We're going to talk some sports medicine. Dr. Joe, where are you going today?
Hey, Ray, I'm heading out into some deep waters. I don't know. It might be over my head out here, but I'm going to try something today that we wanted to learn a little about. And of all things, gosh, it was my wife asking these questions about the Olympics, so some leftover Olympic questions that I really didn't get to, but that a lot of people have asked me about is, in light of the great interest in all of the Olympics, but particularly USA hockey, men's and women's winning the gold medal, Jack Hughes, a real great star that, was featured on so many things after the kids came home. He gets the game-winning gold medal goal for USA hockey. He has the famous toothless smile that made him so endearing to everybody in the country. He lost his teeth in a high stick injury. I recently saw him this weekend. He slipped right back into the NHL. He plays for the NHL New Jersey Devils. And so, but the big thing with Jack Hughes that brought up, gosh, since I was a kid and all the way back, do so many hockey players at the highest level still get their teeth knocked out or get their teeth broken? And why would that be? What's going on with hockey? And in my career, I played all sports, but I never really got a chance to get on the ice and play hockey. And in Akron, it's odd that just in Summit County we don't have a rink. So I saw hockey players, but they usually had to travel to other counties around here, Cuyahoga, or there's a rink down in Canton and stuff like that. But I saw hockey players, but not as much. And so I wondered about that. And so where would I get my answers? And we always have a specialist on our team, and we have a great athletic trainer by the name of Cassie Heald. She is from North Dakota, so she loves hockey. She's covering hockey at Nordonia and doing a great job and answering all hockey-related questions, and she was awesome with me. She knows everything. And so I had some questions for her. So first of all, what are the rules on face protection to avoid these injuries? If people are less than 18 in youth hockey, they're required to wear full face protection. As Cassie called it, the full shield. They have a couple of choices. They can wear the metal cage or the hard plastic bubble that covers the whole face below the chin, and those are the options that they have available. The bubble is a little bit more expensive. I got a chance to see it firsthand. I got to see my first grandchild down in Columbus. There's a million hockey players running around down there, and Gabriel is 7, and he's playing hockey. And the full shield looks good, like it would be very protective. But the issue is when kids get to be age 18 and they get into the national level, the USA hockey, later on even the NHL for the great players, they are no longer required to wear a full face shield. They can wear a half shield. The half shield is going to be a must for sure. We've got to protect the eyes. Early on in the game, we had some really significant eye injuries, so they have to wear a half shield, but they're no longer required to wear the full shield that covers all the way down to the chin. And they are required, interestingly, Cassie was telling me, about neck protection. We had a couple of really bad lacerations around the neck a couple of years ago, you might remember, nationally, and most of them wear neck protection, but they wear the half shield. And I say, well, what do most of them decide to use? And she said they almost all use the half shield where she comes from. And what the older hockey players complain about, they said that the full shield obscures their vision. With the bubble, the plastic, it sweats and they have to go off the ice and wipe it off a lot and fogs up. With the metal shield, they said that sometimes the metal gets in the way of their vision a little bit. And she said ultimately it's just they look cool with the half shield, and that's why they wear the half shield over the full shield. Interestingly, in women's hockey at all levels, they have to wear the full face shield. So that's an important point to know, and I did not know that. The second point is I wanted to know a little bit more about helping fix these. Are we going to get these fixed, or is Jack Hughes going to run around with a big broken tooth all the time? And so I called my good friend, one of the best dentists in town, Dr. Tom Seaman. And Tom was telling me, like everything that I always tell you in medicine, the technology is amazing, and there's always new technology. And Tom was telling me of some new technologies in dental work for implants if they lose the entire tooth. Implants have improved greatly, he says, in the last 5 to 10 to 15 years if somebody's tooth is knocked out completely. If they have a broken tooth, a large fracture, they need a crown and a cap with a root canal. And he said even that has improved greatly. Instead of taking an impression like the old days, now they take a scan, and they get these exactly right, and the materials are better. And the ultimate thing is that these crowns that they use and caps that they use last a lot longer with the newer materials than they used to, and they're much improved. So that was good news to know that they are fixed, and they usually last after they get fixed after a hockey career or in another sport. And we certainly in basketball or other sports will get people with teeth knocked out and things like that. And so the third part was, what do the trainers do when they're at the games? And Kathy helped me with that one again. I remember us talking about if the tooth is knocked out, the best thing that you can do is take the whole tooth and put it back in the socket with gauze if you hold it in the socket, and then they have to be seen in a very short period of time if they're going to try to save that tooth. If the tooth gets knocked out completely, all of the trainers carry around in their bag a thing called a tooth saver, and they will put the whole tooth in a tooth saver, and they'll get to a dentist as soon as they can to see if they can make the tooth viable again and save the tooth. If you don't have a tooth saver, you can try putting it in milk. That's the old thing we learned, was putting it in milk, but you can't put it in water. If you put the tooth in water, it will not be viable. The tooth will die. So you have to either have milk, or the trainers will carry these tooth savers, and they have to be seen in pretty short order if you're going to save the tooth. So 3 areas that I learned about a little bit with Jack Hughes is facial protection is really only up to about age 18. Then it's the choice of the hockey player. We've come a long way in the dental world with broken and knocked out teeth. And the third part is, if you have the opportunity to save the full tooth that's knocked out in the world of hockey, but I've also seen this in basketball and other sports, you want to save it with a tooth saver or putting the tooth in milk.
Joe, it's interesting. You were talking about protection. I guess I'm sitting here thinking, because I was envisioning, too, those face shields steaming up with these guys on the ice. Why don't they simply wear eye gear like goggles and that type of thing, and a lower bar like they do in baseball? I think that would kind of take care of that a little bit, but maybe it's not conducive to the game of hockey.
Yeah, maybe a lower part would be plastic and whatever. She says that, very frequently, even in the high school level, you'll see the skaters skate off and wipe off their shield.
Yeah.
The plastic bubble is really the gold standard. They love that and the way it looks and everything versus the cage, but it is more expensive too. But Ray, did you ever play hockey? You're such a sports guy like me. Did you ever get on the ice and get on skates?
No, Joe, I was very dangerous on skates. I found out that the ice was very hard. It was not one of the sports that I was able to take in.
We were both northern athletes, but we stayed out of the rinks, I guess. I don't know.
Agreed 100%. Well, listen, my friend, good information. Appreciate it. Really good stuff on hockey, and we'll do it again next week. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Ray. Have a good week.
You too, my friend. Dr. Joe Congini, Sports Medicine Center, Akron Children's Hospital.